We live in a world that rewards speed, faster typing, faster scrolling, faster everything. But what if slowing down is actually the most productive thing you can do? Today, let's go analog. Hi, you're listening to Pockets, a podcast about finding joy, meaning, and purpose in life's simplest moments. I'm Richmond Camara. Let's dive into today's journey. There was a time before when I wanted to create with my hands. That time, most of my art was done in front of the computer as I'm typing out words for my stories. So I was craving something tactile. I found a ceramic studio that offers a wheel throwing crash course and enrolled in it. Prior to this, I had no experience with clay, except from my childhood playtime with Play Doh. So I led myself with curiosity and took the experience with a learning mindset. But what I really got from it is the unique experience of working with my hands, of literally getting my hands dirty. Even though it was my first time, I got into a flow state where I was enjoying the process. Analog medium became an appeal that eventually became a part of me now. Looking around my desk right now, I don't have clay for sure, but it is adorned by several analog media. There is something in analog tools that draws us in. Today, I'm going to share with you the pocket of space that I'm getting from them. The first thing is that it allows me to slow down. Doing something by hand is by nature slower than doing them digitally. We're so used to doing things at a faster pace that it would need some getting used to when we transition to using our analog tools. Imagine you're coming from typing with your keyboard at 80 words per minute to writing longhand. Slowing down transitions our headspace from volume to quality. Yes, it is possible that we're doing a lot of things digitally, but our analog tools give us the space to think and scrutinize. Our thoughts come at a steady rhythm, and we see them as a calm stream. The sensation of doing things with our hands also adds up to our state of flow. Journaling is a good example of an analog activity that allows me to slow down. I turn to writing with my hand when there is a storm in my head that I want to unravel. The act of writing makes me think and brings clarity because I made a space to slow down, putting me into a meditative state. Following the ability to slow down, the second thing I appreciate about analog media is that it allows me to focus. To illustrate how hard I try to get off my phone and laptop when I want to focus, I have Freedom app installed, which blocks distractions for a certain period of time. I also have one sec. It delays the opening of distracting apps and asks me if I really want to use them. Our lives indeed are heavily integrated with our devices. Going analog removes all that friction of wanting to focus. Physical books, and even Kindle for that matter, would allow me to just focus on that moment. There is no notification that's distracting me, and since I only work with a single medium, there's no urge to check for a million other things. Having this focus as well rewires my brain to not look for immediate satisfaction and dopamine hits, which digital media offers. So with analog media, I'm able to slow down, then I'm able to focus, and because of that, we now have the third one. I'm able to notice things. There's an interesting exercise in writing called defamiliarization. Let's try it. In your mind, pick one object around you right now, anything that you could see. Now imagine this is your first time seeing that object. You don't know its name or its brand. Now, describe it. For me, what I have in front of me is a green cube shaped object with rounded corners. By the looks of it, it is 3D printed. Lines are visible on the side where the printer passed. When I touch the bottom, there's a grainy texture to its surface. Another cube shape is on the top, and when I press it, it gives a clicking sound. Yes, it's a fidget clicker. I practice this kind of noticing and the familiarization when I'm sketching. Drawing, I would say, is mostly understanding how you see things. It's the translation of how we perceive things and putting them into paper. Having the space to work by hand will allow us to notice the intricate details. And it's not just about noticing the external. More importantly, it's noticing what goes inside our heads, how we respond to things, our self talk, the way our thoughts move. It gives space to deal with our emotions. If we put that all together, we come to our last point: value. Dealing with analog media and objects helps us realize what we truly value the most. For me, I'm selective when I'm getting physical things. Let's say for books. I rarely buy physical books now. There's a practical side that I don't have enough physical space to store them. So when I buy a physical book, I usually save it for the ones with special editions, hardback covers, sprayed edges, that kind of stuff. There's the other perspective also that we feel a sense of accomplishment for the analog things we create. This happens after my sketching and journal sessions. I look back at the things I made. They might not be perfect, but there's something that I put out. It's a step forward in my creative journey and in understanding the art that I want to make. So that piece of analog medium becomes valuable. You can also say that we only spend so much time with things we value the most. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, analog takes time. It would take us longer than working with our digital media. So it means we're giving up our precious resource to something that means to us. It's an indication that what we're doing might be worth it, something of value, since we spend a lot of time doing that. I always feel at peace when I work with analog media. There's a charm to it that allows me to stay grounded, mindful, and productive. And most importantly, it gives me the pocket of space that I need in my life. You've been with Pockets. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. Now go embrace the moments, build your pockets of meaning, and keep curiosity as your guide.